Hey y'all, I'm Riz, aka The Rizardon, and welcome to my series where I share my time with various games that I've played either on stream, off stream, recently, or from my childhood. The goal is not to provide a complete review of these games, it's simply my own opinions and what I've experienced. I do recommend that you always play these games for yourself and just use my videos as a frame of reference. On to the game. Today I'm talking about Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, which is Team Reptile's long-awaited, stylish, funky, and cool spiritual successor to the Warriors on Skates, aka Jet Set Radio and Jet Set Radio Future. And I'm a huge fan of the lingering aesthetic of Dreamcast games, especially Jet Set Radio, Future, Space Channel 5, Crazy Taxi, so on and so forth, etc. So when I first saw the teaser trailer for this game back in 2020, I was immediately all in. After a year-long delay from its initial release in 2022, the game has finally launched this year, 2023, and you already know I've been playing the hell out of it. And just to note, I did stream my entire first playthrough of this game on Twitch. And without further ado, this is my time with Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Enjoy. So, this game takes place in the mythical European land of New Amsterdam. Here, multiple groups of graffiti writers battle it out to control the boroughs of New Amsterdam with the overall goal of going all city, which I'll go into later. The game starts off with two characters, Triss and Foe, joining forces and making a prison break. I'm assuming they were in there after being captured while tagging some area. And during the break, when the coast seems clear, some dude in white with records on his arms has his eyes set on Foe. Mid-escape, he throws a record at Foe's head, decapitating him. The game has now started. This is just a tutorial, by the way. So now I'm going to get into some light spoilers, extremely light spoilers of this game. I won't mention any major plot points, twists, turns, so on and so forth. But the story, again, is light, but I do believe it's best experienced for yourself. So after the prison break and removal of heads, we get introduced to the crew of two plus you, Chris, Bell, and Red. Red being the cyborg head that has been placed on Foe's body while we try to get his real head back. And everyone is set on finding and beating DJ Cyber to hopefully get Foe's head back, as he is one of the top 3 graffiti writers, and the other 2 being the man in white himself, DJ Cyber, and the other member who is now deceased. Everyone believes with Foe on their side, they will have what it takes to go all city. And all city basically means to have control and influence over the 5 boroughs of New Amsterdam, Versum Hill, Brink Terminal, Millennium Mall, Matan, and Pyramid Island. There's also a 6th area called Millennium Square, but that's kind of the hub of the game. So after this introduction, the game has you go to each borough, tag over the current gang's graffiti, challenge them to a score battle to see who has control over the area, a boss fight against over-militarized police force, and a trippy mind sequence where we have to play as Red to unlock his memories. So the first area is Versum Hill versus the Franks, which is led by a kid named the Flesh Prince, who literally created his crew from leftover parts. And it turns out the Flesh Prince and Triss already are acquainted, as he is the one who placed the cyborg head on Foe's body. Despite that, it's all business, and I still defeated him. The score challenge was pretty easy, especially after understanding how to get multipliers, how to keep the combo going, and basically just how tricks and the rhythm of the tricks work. So after being defeated, Mr. Prince is not happy about it at all and attempts to not give up his area. But then DJ Cyber pulls up, upheld the rules of the street. Also, he put Red in this machine to kickstart his memories in those trippy sequences I mentioned earlier. So once that's all done, we head to the second area by going through Millennium Square, which is essentially the hub that connects the boroughs, then to Brink Terminal to take control of that area from the beautiful black astrology woman that your mom warned you about, aka the Eclipse. Similar events occur. We take control of the area by tagging over their graffiti, change them to a score battle, and we battle the police. This time they have a sniper unit. Then another sequence of Red's memories continues to come to the surface, and that's pretty much how it'll go for each area. And this area is a lot bigger than Versum Hill. It's very fun, bigger tricks, bigger graffiti, and way more music. And we also come across some new mechanics like inline skates can break glass, and fire hydrants and skateboards make the fire hydrants go up, and bike doors open by bikes. So after that, we go to the third area, which is the Millennium Mall, once again through the Millennium Square. And the ruling gang here is the crew.exe. And this crew is a bunch of former humans that have opted to become completely cybernetic beings for the sole purpose of dancing better. This mall area is huge and has about 3 separate areas that are similar to the entire size of Versum Hill. At least it seems like it was to me. Besides the usual taking control of the area and boss fights, I also encountered my first unlockable character, Shine, and this introduced me to the challenges that the unlockable characters put you through before they'll let you recruit them. For instance, Shine wanted to play a very lengthy game of hide and seek, and I eventually found each spot she was at and recruited her. Also, as part of the main story, I was able to recruit a former freelancer for DJ Cypher, whose name is Venom. And she's invested in helping Red get his memory back and seeing us go all city. And after discovering Shine, I decided to go do some backtracking and found 2 more characters to unlock, which were Mesh at Brink's Terminal and Rave at Terminal Hill. The challenges to recruit them consisted of assisting them, doing graffiti challenges, and also races. After that, we head on to the 4th area, after making a brief appearance in Matan to discuss some spoiler reasons with flesh prints. Anyway, the 4th area being Pyramid Island. Pyramid Island looks pretty cool. It's literally a pyramid island that you have to take a ferry to. It's occupied by the snitches of the streets, Devil Theory. Besides being snitches, they rock some pretty cool Oni Demon inspired attire. And once I completed the challenges of this area, Devil Theory were quick to call the cops to try to stop us, but I easily beat them and the cops and took control of the area. And unfortunately, Pyramid Island is easily my least favorite area. It's still honestly really cool, but it's mainly a personal gripe of mine because I just can't figure out how to navigate it for the life of me. I just jank my way up to the next highest area of the pyramid. It's pretty fun though still. So after all of this, DJ Cyber makes another appearance, and this time he has kidnapped Venom. The crew panicked, and Red tells DJ Cyber that he couldn't beat him in a 1v1, to which DJ Cyber replies with, "Then 1v1 me." So the 1v1 began. And after defeating DJ Cyber, we have a couple of major reveals that I won't get into, but they lead us into the final area that we made a quick stop to earlier, Matan. So arriving back in Matan, I had to go up against DJ Cyber's crew, Futurism, a group of girls wearing all, the same blonde hairstyle and sporting some kind of Darth Vader breathing thing on their face. It's weird. Everything goes as it did previously as far as gaining control of the area. The only thing that changes up is the police battle, because we are in the final area. Final area means final boss. But before we get to that, Matan is a pretty cool city, like nightlife hub area of New Amsterdam. It's really cool. I enjoy the vibe of it. I love it, how it looks, the platforming, all of it. Honestly, it might be one of the best design levels in the game, in my opinion. So on to the final boss. It's essentially something straight out of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. It's a big ass mecha that can only be defeated by graffiti. Yeah, graffiti, that makes sense. So after defeating the final boss, I beat the game, and the Bomb Rush Cyberpunk crew has successfully taken control of the 5 boroughs and gone all city. We are the champions of New Amsterdam, and roll credits. So I really enjoyed my time going through this game for the first time. Once again, the story is very light, but it concludes with the message that the streets are always changing, be unapologetically yourself, and do dope shit. Now on to, the gameplay and all that fun stuff, that make up the game. It controls very smooth. It's very responsive. The characters can ride on bikes, skateboards, and inline skates, but it doesn't matter much besides what I mentioned earlier, those hidden areas you can get to for collectibles that each ride has their own, advantage to get to. But they all feel exactly the same. There isn't any floatiness to the movement whatsoever, which I think is a huge improvement from the Jet Set games, which felt super floaty to me. I also enjoyed the graffiti tagging. It's more involved in Jet Set Radio Future, which just has you pressing the spray button, and less tedious than the original Jet Set Radio, which has you move the control stick in certain directions to finish the tag. Who knew that connecting the dots could be so fun and rewarding? As far as game content, there are a decent amount of collectibles, from outfit, colors, skins. Each ride option has its own roster of skins. The music, new graffiti, and new characters. And the graffiti and music are easily viewed in the in-game flip phone, and you can choose your outfit and skins at the base. There are also these porta potty areas in the levels that allow you to change your character skins as well, which will also get rid of the police's attention that you will gain from tagging the areas. As far as the art of the game, overall, I think it perfectly emulates its inspiration while also having Team Reptile's own style shine through. They aren't strangers to the shell-shaded graphic style, as they do have 2 previous releases. But either way, cel-shaded graphics age extremely well, and this pretty much looks exactly like how those graphics looked back on the Dreamcast and back on the original Xbox with the Jet Set games. So good on Team Reptile. I love that they stuck with the style. The music choices for the game are extremely fitting, like to a T. For each area, they have their own music. There's a mixtape that'll play. We'll randomize the songs, but you can also find the music records themselves to select the songs that you actually want to hear in any level. There are some standout titles, 3 tracks from Hideki Naganuma, of course, the 1 track from 2 Mellow, and some other underground artists. One of my favorites being Condensed Milk. I love that song so much. And then some songs I only began to like because of like Stockholm Syndrome, which is honestly only 1 song. But one thing that did not require Stockholm Syndrome was the character designs. Every single person in this game is stylized to the max. Like, there's literally an NPC dog that is suited up. No one else is doing that. And I really love the amount of black characters in this game. They all have unique and impossible hairstyles that are respectfully depicted, and each character behaves differently in the brief amount of dialogue that they actually have. And my favorites are some unlockable characters, which are Rise, Mesh, Shine, Veno, so on and so forth. A couple of them I can't mention because it might be a little spoilery, because they are unlocked in the post game. But besides that, there aren't many parts of this game that I don't enjoy. But this is a reminder that not many does not mean 0. You know, who would have thought? But please note that my dislikes are extremely small compared to how much I enjoy my time with the game. 2 of those things being, first off, I wish the game's challenges were a bit more difficult. But I do appreciate that they didn't make the game extremely tedious as a guise of making it more difficult. I'm not sure if it was just something with me figuring the game out quickly or if it really is that easy. But I have not been challenged at all by any of the crew battles, the high score challenges, or achievements. For example, for some post-game characters, there are score challenges ranging from 1 million points to 5 million points. And it sounds like a lot, but it really isn't that much that can't be done within a couple of minutes. I think it would have helped to extend my time with the game if there was an additional challenge mode available in the post game that will give, more rewards, clothes, skins, graffiti outside of what can be found within the levels. Finally, I think it was a missed opportunity to not feature a pirate radio DJ narrating the game similar to the previous Jet Set games. I think this would have really sealed the deal on bringing the world to life. Not having it doesn't take anything away, as we still have those cutscenes. They're just text cutscenes and you just have to read them yourself. But I think a voiceover would have really topped, just a little plain text. But that's just me. And I think another thing that would have brought the game to life is the ability to have the characters that you unlock still be viewable within the open world of the game after you beat the story. Because throughout the story, you do see your crew members, your main crew members, moving throughout the level with you while you're doing these challenges to take control of the area. So it's just something I would have liked to keep seeing. Because once you beat the game, it does get the feeling a bit lonely. So at the end of it, I spent 25 hours of game time with this game. I've already gotten all the achievements and a majority of the in-game collectibles. I still have a couple left to find, and I'll do that, sparingly. But I would highly recommend this game to anyone, more so anyone that has had past experience with games like this and are looking for something new but familiar. And that includes games like Tony Hawk Skateboarding, Jet Set, and even Sean Palmer Snowboarding. So while the story was light and the game being a bit easy for a majority of it for me, I love my time with it. and I think that everything else this game offers from its gameplay and aesthetic more than make up for it. So this has been my time with Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube, like the video, and you can follow me on Twitch and TikTok for more content. Thank you, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.